You know what it's like to be afraid of something. Whether it is thunderstorm, a trip to a dentist, a stranger at your home, or losing someone dear to you. Fear is a normal reaction that warns our body to be careful. Anxiety is a type of fear dealing more with worry and future rather than fearing something that is present. When fear and anxiety becomes a pattern in our life, they become a problem. If your plugged drain in the kitchen sink is a problem, do you ignore it? Of course not. Well, I won't. You call a plumber or try to fix it yourself. When fearfulness causes harm to your physical and mental stability and you find yourself avoiding things that might create more fear, don't ignore it. When anxiety becomes a debilitating thing that leaves you coughing and sick, don't try to push it away. Learn how to overcome it. Well, let's follow some steps to get rid of these. Step 1. Learn more about your fear. This step can be hardest one, but it's also necessary. You can't overcome a fear that remains in the dusty regions of your subconsciousness. You must face it. You must turn your face toward a person. You see that the person and learn how he looks like and how he's acting. When you turn toward your fear rather than away from it, you notice things about your fear and you didn't know before. This awareness keeps you help overcome. Most importantly, learn all about your fears. Give you an idea on how to overcome it. When you see the worst of your fear, it would be easy for you to see the least of your fears and you can easily overcome it step by step. Second step, use your imagination in a positive way. And imagining is a wonderful thing. It gives you power, creativity, and ability to think outside the box. Unfortunately, an active imagination can also be harmful too. When it causes you to think about negative stuff, your imagination can magnify your fears, making your situation seem much worse than it actually is. Instead of letting your imagination lead you down the dark corridors of fear, purposely use it to overcome fear. How do you do that? Pick a calm moment when you're relaxed and not anxious. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a situation that normally causes fear. For instance, if you're afraid of being lost in a crowded building, picture yourself in a busy airport. Now imagine yourself handling the situation peacefully. You don't freeze and begin to cry. When you actually know what to do in a situation before it even happened, you would know when it comes, right? Now imagine yourself handling the situation peacefully, so instead you search for an information desk or a sign that will help you regain your sense of direction. You imagine yourself reaching a correct parking lot, unlocking your car door, driving safely home without any bad incidents. The peace you experience in your imagined scenario can actually help you get through the actual ordeal more peacefully. What about the next example? Like if you have a stage fear, and you're really nervous when you go, just imagine you being so proud in front of your audience, being brave in front of your audience, giving a powerful, best speech. And even if that didn't help you, just go in front of them. Think that you're alone in the place. Get your imagination. Use it in the best way. Step 3. Use your brain in a different way than usual. Your fear and anxiety arises out of a certain part of your brain and they allow the emotion to overcome a rational thought. When you feel your fearful symptoms coming forth, try to use a different part of your brain. Think about numbers, for instance. A nurse in a clinic might ask a patient to rate his pain on a scale 1 to 10. Use this scale for your anxiety. How anxious are you in 1 is perfectly calm and 10 is a very worst symptom. Stop and analyze. Do your rate at 7? Very good. You can work on lowering that to a 4 or a 3. Try using the next step to lower your rating. Focus on your breathing. Breathing is more important, you think. Usually anxiety begins with short breaths and the short breaths can cause a number of negative reactions in your body which quickly becomes anxiety attack. The key of overcoming those fast outbreaks of anxiety is control your breath. Fortunately, deep breathing is not complicated once you have recognized that you are becoming fearful. Stop and focus on your breathing. Take a breath in and slowly let it out, just like in meditation. And make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale. This isn't just some psychology trick. Deep breathing forces your body to physically calm itself. Practice mindfulness. You have heard about mindfulness, but what exactly is it? Mindfulness is a passive thinking of activity that allows you to become more aware of your fear. As you learned in step 1, awareness helps you overcome your fear and anxiety. Practice these mindful tips during some of your less severe times of fear and anxiety. When you recognize your fear symptoms rising, sit down and think about what is happening to you. This is making a mental journal entry. Observe the symptoms as they arise. Don't do anything about it. Just sit and keep track of yourself as the moment continues. Being passive raises your self awareness and it prevents you from doing typical things you do. And when you experience, it helps you to get out of the rut. These are the things that was commented by the psychologists and doctors and scientists to overcome fears. Well, I have a personal step to overcome fears of some things. Like act like you don't have fear. Yeah, act like you're brave, you're cool. Why would I fear of such? I'm a brave girl. Act. First act to make you overcome. You will reduce. Just face, as I said in the first and the second steps. Just face it, and it's just I'm doing it in a different way, thinking that I'm cool, I'm not afraid of it. Act like you don't have fear. Even though you know you have fear, why should I show it? It's like as if you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of a crowd who is really eager to see a performance in a haunted house, maybe.